Hey everybody, I'm Steven and this is Megan, and we're the owners of Little IT House, where we build custom websites. Now Megan and I, we've been doing this for a long time, and we understand that not everybody knows what a website is, or hosting, SEO, hyperlinks, internet browsers, or even how things get on the World Wide Web. That's why we're putting together a series of videos titled What's That? And we're going to start today with episode 1, Websites. What's that? Now, sometimes when something becomes so natural or commonly used like websites, we just take it for granted and we don't really know how or why they got to where they are. We just enjoy. Now there's something to talk about, how humans just keep on taking and taking and taking, and they never think about anything or any...
Okay. We're not going to get into a philosophical debate here.
Hey, I didn't put the negative connotation around the word debate.
I didn't put a negative one there either. Anyway, back to what we're doing here. Like Steven was trying to say, not everyone knows what a website really is. We all certainly know that we use websites to find things we need or want, and we use them probably every day. But what is a website, and how did it get there? Well, let's take a look at how Merriam-Webster defines a website. A group of World Wide Web pages, usually containing links to each other and made available online by an individual company or organization. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, there's a lot packed into that definition. That is why we're here to do this video. We love building websites and we love teaching to help others out. Our hope is that this video will help you understand what exactly a website is.
That's right, Megan. So let's unpack the definition that old Merriam-Webster so kindly provided for us. Okay, so the subjects that we're going to cover today regarding what a website is are, first, a group of World Wide Web pages. 2, we're going to talk about links. And 3, we're going to talk about how to be made available online. Now, I'm also going to add in 3 more topics that Merriam-Webster's definition didn't quite cover. And those are going to be domain name, the purpose of a website, and then how to get a website. So let's go dive in and take a look. Okay, so as Merriam so eloquently put it, a website is a group of World Wide Web pages. For starters, let's cover one thing. World Wide Web, or www, this is what all websites start with. www, World Wide Web. Now, the term internet or online, those are interchangeable with the World Wide Web. For this video, we're going to be using the term internet. But do remember, World Wide Web and online or internet, they're all the same thing. So when you type in or click on a link, we'll talk about links here in a minute, it'll take you to a website. No matter what you are looking for, you land on a website. Now, a website is a landing place for information you are seeking. And in some cases, a website will have more than one page, and in other cases, websites could have 100 pages or even more than that. These pages contain everything from information to images to, well, anything that you can think of. And on all these pages, they're all connected by links. So let's take a look at our website. Okay, so here we are on our website, www.littleithouse.com, and we're going to take a look at some different pages. So our first page here is our home page. Now, if we want to take a look at a few more, we'll click on the About button, and this will take us to the About Us page for Little IT House. And if we scroll down, you'll see there's a video here that talks about Little IT House and the services we provide. Then you'll also see a picture of Megan and a picture of myself, and of course a picture of Roberta. She loves automation and she'll tell you all about her and the things that she likes to do in her spare time. But at the end of the day, here we are on another page within our website. Let's take a look at a couple more. Let's go ahead and click on Portfolio. And that will bring us over to our portfolio page, which will show you a little bit of the work that we've done in the past. And as we scroll down to the bottom, I want to point out this, that you'll see a Getting Started button. And if we push here, it'll take us to our Contact Us page. And on this page, you can fill out a form to send us an email, or you can give us a call and talk to us about your vision to build a brand new website. We always love to hear from you all, so please don't hesitate to reach out. So what we've talked about here is all the different pages within a website. And all of these pages are linked together to make one complete website. So with that said, that is a natural transition into our next topic, which is where we will talk about links. So we know that a website is basically a landing place for information you are seeking. And we know that links are on every website. Links are on websites everywhere, and sometimes they can take you to another website. So let's go back to our website now and take a look at some more links. Okay, so here we are now back on our website, and like we looked at before, we have all these different pages, and we talked about how these pages come together to make a website by being linked together. You click on About Us, it links you to the About Us page. You click on Portfolio, and it links you to the Portfolio page. Now, let's take a look at some of the links here on the Portfolio page. We talked earlier about how some links take you to another website. So let's try that out. We come down here to our Games What Games, which is an e-commerce site that we built, and we can click here to visit that site. It's going to link us to another website. So we click here and off to gameswhatgames.com. Now, that's how you get a link out of the website that you are on. Now, one thing I want to show you that's kind of neat is if you scroll down to the bottom of most websites, you'll see a little emblem or even some verbiage that talks about the company that built the website. In this case, you see our little teacup. That this is also a link that links you, as we click on it, back to our website, littleithouse.com. Pretty neat, huh? Now, let's talk about how this website got onto the internet.
Before we get into how a website appears online, we first need to talk about domain names. Before any website can be a website, it must be named. This is where your domain name, also known as a URL, which is the same thing, URL and domain name. You'll find that there are many different types of domain names or URLs. Most commonly, you'll see things like www.littleithouse.com or somecompany.org. These are all examples of domain names and are necessary to have a website live on the internet. This may sound like an easy part of website building, but it is not always that way. Oftentimes, the domain name you want is taken and you need to find a new one. Let's take a look at the process to get a domain name. All right, here we are on domain.google.com. This is one place where you can check and see if the domain name you want is available. We're going to go ahead and search for a domain name. It's going to execute the search and bring back the results around what is available. So here we can see that littleithouse.com is already registered because that's us. Let's go ahead and do another search. Let's look for, artshoponline.com. Sometimes there are people who are commonly called squatters who buy up domain names that seem common or popular and will try to sell them at an inflated price to anyone that may have a domain name they feel they can't live without. And so here we see that this is an aftermarket where they're looking to charge $3,000 for this domain name. So let's go ahead and take a look at another one and see if we can find one that we can get purchased. Let's try crazydomainnameonline.com and see what's available here. Here we can see that we've got an exact match for this domain name, some advantages about it, and we see it's only $12 a year, where I can easily now click the cart button and go ahead and purchase it. Now that you have picked your domain name, let's talk about how you get on the internet, just how to make your website available online. When you decide you want a website, that is just the first step. We now know you must have a domain name, and certainly we all understand that you need content, including things like information, photos, colors, fonts, and links, of course, to fill out your pages. But you also need to make your website available. This can be done many different ways. There are many DIY options available, and you can also hire a website design company like us, Little IT House. But whether you're doing it yourself or hiring a company, your site needs to be hosted on a server. We'll be looking at servers in a separate episode of What's That? And then it needs to be introduced to the internet. This introduction is done by providing a sitemap, a map of all those links on your pages. And that is sent then to search engines like Google and Bing and Yahoo. From there, the search engines send out crawlers to review your site and collect all the content you have provided. After this information is collected, when people search the internet for anything, like your business, a clock, a toy.
Oh, or Roberta. Let's take a minute here to cut away and talk about Roberta. Roberta, she's our little IT robot. She loves automation, and she gets a little cranky that we do these videos, that we do all this work, and we don't talk about her. So now we're going to take a minute to talk about Roberta. Like I said, she takes care of all of our automation. She's got a lot to offer. If you want to talk to her, go to our website, send us an email, and you'll hear from Roberta. She's great. I'm not going to spend any more time on this, but I will tell you, she does have a profile on our page. Go to our About Us section, and you can learn all about Roberta, all the things that she does, and all the things that are important to her. And that's all we're going to do for Roberta right now. So say goodbye.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and take a look at a search here on the internet. We're going to go ahead and search for Roberta. Okay, back to search engines and the importance they play with your website. Here we are on google.com, where we're going to do a search for Roberta. Let's see if she's out here. Here you can see all the websites that the search engine crawlers found about Roberta. These crawlers continually review websites for new content and update their database to provide the best results for searchers like you and me. Now, this is a handy trick to see the last time that a website was crawled. We're going to simply search for a business. I'll go ahead and look for us here. Within the results that come up, you'll see a little arrow that I can click on and then choose the word cached. From here, it's going to show the exact last time that the website engines actually searched this site. Pretty neat, huh? So now that we know how a website gets on the internet, let's talk about the purpose of a website.
Yep, and that's pretty simple basically. A website now is like, think of it maybe as a modern day phone book, just like this one we've got right here. We've all seen these before, well, at least some of us have. It's a phone book. We've got white pages and we've got yellow pages. The yellow pages, well, those were typically assigned to businesses. This is where we make our correlation that websites are like this modern day phone book. We are not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about what things used to be like, but people used to have to look up in the yellow pages for local businesses that provide a service or an item that they're looking for. So now we just Google search for it, for better or worse. You know, that gets me thinking, that do people really need to have everything at their fingertips? I mean, really? Were we possibly better off having a little bit more patience to wait for that almighty item, to go to bed dreaming that someday we could get what we were looking for?
Hey, you know we sell websites here, right? Let's stay on topic. Why do people need websites?
Okay, all right, true. At least, okay, just like the yellow pages back then, in a simpler time, maybe, every business needs a website to be able to be found when people are looking for your service. There are many different ways to present your business with a website. Let's take a look at some examples. So you can have that common single line in the yellow pages of the phone book that just shows your name and your number and your address. This is basically like having no website at all. Or you can have that larger ad in the phone book, which could be compared to a 3 to 5 page website. This will include your services, the times you are open, products, a section about you and why folks should choose you, and it could even have a call to action, like maybe a special sale item that you have. And then there's the almighty half-page ad in the yellow pages. We don't need to look too far in here to find a half-page ad. That's just right in the attorneys section. They've got plenty of them. But a half-page ad, that's getting attention, and that's bringing a big call to action. That could be correlated to possibly an e-commerce website where you can do all the items mentioned before, and you can even sell and collect payment right on your website. At the end of the day, having a website is how people can find your business and become a patron. So really, a modern day Yellow Pages is basically what a website is and how it can work for you. Without a website, people will just have to find you on that single line of information surrounded by all those larger ads. So the last topic, naturally, we're going to tell you about today is how do you get a website?
Well, there are a lot of different options out there. If you do a Google search, you may easily become overwhelmed with all of the options that are out there. You can go out and create a website on any number of do-it-yourself sites. You can call a company somewhere in the world and they can have you fill out a template and poof, out comes your website, typos and all. Or you can call a website design company like us. We prefer the latter, and here are some things to keep in mind throughout all of this. If you utilize a do-it-yourself option, you may find it to be the cheapest way to get a site initially, but many times your site will be lacking basic features that will help your business get noticed and grow, like search engine optimization, or SEO, that gets your site recognized by those search engines so potential customers can find you. Also, if you decide you don't want to do business with the DIY companies in the future, when you leave, you don't get to take your site with you. You may be stuck starting all over, costing you more time and money. If you utilize a company where you send them information to fill out a template and they build it for you, you may find that your website will not meet your goals and personality of your business. And not to mention, often this process can lead to many upcharges along the way as you find out that adding social media links, contact buttons, SEO services, having image optimization, and even a mobile-friendly site may cost you quite a bit more than you bargained for, and usually you don't get that personal touch that you deserve. You're a number to them, and no one is looking out for your best interest. You may find that you are only growing their business and not yours. The other option you have is to go with a company like Little IT House. We're here for you for this kind of stuff.
That's right. We take a person-centered approach or a business-centered approach to all of our websites. This means, first, we don't have a cookie-cutter process. You and your business, you're unique, and your website will reflect that. Second, when we build your custom website, it's yours. Whether we host it for you or you go somewhere else, you paid for it, and that website is yours. With us, you have made a solid investment into your business, and you now own a website. Third, all of our pricing, well, it's up front. Consultations, they're always free. You know what you're getting from us, and we aren't satisfied until you are. When you work with us, we are always a phone call away. Megan, myself, we are here to make your vision become a reality. Alright, so we've given you guys a lot of information about what websites are. And that concludes our first episode of What's That? So let's take a quick review of what we've covered. Okay, so the first thing we talked about was pages of a website, from 1 to 100 and even beyond. Your website, it's gonna have pages. 2, we talked about links. Each page within your website is going to have links, and some of those links can even take you to another website altogether. The third thing we covered was how to be made available online. That's where your website is submitted to those search engines. They're going to crawl your site and make your content available to potential customers that are interested in what you have. And fourth, we talked about domain names. That's the title of your website or the name of your website. For instance, www.littleithouse.com. So you have to have a website name and look out for those squatters. Then we covered the purpose of a website, the yellow pages of our modern times. We also talked a little bit about how people maybe become a little bit impatient, but I can feel Megan looking at me right now, so that's a topic for another time. And last, we talked about how you can get a website, from a do-it-yourself to a template to Little IT House, where we build websites with your vision in mind. Okay, now we had a lot of fun doing this video for you guys today, so definitely leave a comment down below. Tell us what you think. Also, if you have something that you want to hear us do a What's That episode on, feel free to put it down in the comments. We love to do these videos, and we're looking forward to doing more here in the near future.
That's right. And if you have any questions about anything that we covered in this video, or about getting started with a new website for your business, all of our contact information is in the description below, and we're always here to answer any questions you may have. So when you are ready to grow your business with a new website, we ask that you kindly consider us, Megan and Stephen, with Little IT House. We hope you found this video informative, and we ask that you go like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and click the bell so you can be notified when our next video comes out. We will be continuing our What's That series and hope you will join us along the way. Thanks everyone, and talk soon.